Welcome to another episode of Football Scientific with me, Aaron Sauter. I'm a writer for the UFL News Hub and the CFL News Hub. I cover the San Antonio Brahmas, the Hamilton Tiger Cats, the IFL, and now the NAL, along with the ELF in the future when we get closer to May. This is Timmy, the trash-talking Tiger Shark. What up, y'all? I'm here. I'm back again. I'm Timmy. Whoop, whoop. All right, Timmy, now you got pretty hyped, Timmy. You got pretty hyped there, Timmy. How's your day going? My day's going pretty good, man. I feel good. I feel real good. Bengals have not made any bad decisions today. Good job, Bengals. Good job, Bengals. Hey, what we're going to do this episode is first we're going to go over the NAL results. I had a much better week this week, okay? You got some wins? I got some wins, yes. I went 2-2 last week. Sadly, sad face. Okay, but today, this weekend I went 3-0. Okay, I went 3-0. So let's go to the NAL games. Friday night, the Idaho Horsemen traveled to play the Sioux City Bandits in the American Conference. The Idaho Horsemen, I expected them to come out wide open offense, run the quarterback. They run an empty set. The Sioux City Bandits, I expected them to be balanced and kind of attack and be a solid football team. Well, I was halfway right. Idaho Horsemen came out. They came out passing the ball. They did not run the ball very much. Ineffective running game. Their quarterback completed 13 out of 29 passes. Mainly they got across the 25-yard line and could not score because he couldn't complete tight window passes. He could only complete wide open passes. That's why they run so many crossing routes. He threw for 2 touchdowns, though. Yeah, I guess him a QBR of 68. He ran the ball 6 times 30 yards. That's not enough to win the game in any indoor league. That's not good enough, Idaho Horsemen. What are you going to do? You're going to stink? You're going to stink all the time, Idaho Horsemen? You better pick it up. Because you're losing another game, no one's going to care about you in this conference. Top 2 make the playoffs. Okay, Sioux City Bandits came out. They had a different quarterback. Tyler Lorenstein came out, went 8 for 13 for 116 yards and threw for 2 touchdowns. The real deal was Andrew Prohaska. He ran the ball 15 times and 49 yards and scored 2 touchdowns. They had a defensive touchdown. That helps a lot when you can get a defensive touchdown. Okay. Sometimes I'll go through analytics. When you get a defensive special teams touchdown, your odds for winning go way up. And they got a defensive touchdown. Sioux City won 46-16. I predicted the game would be 45-44, but I didn't know the Idaho Horsemen were going to take a big poop on the field. I should have known because they're the horsemen. They poop on fields. Next, Saturday night, the Wheeling Miners, who are now 0-2, went and visited the Carolina Cobras. Carolina won 41-26. The game was not that close. The first half was pretty close. They went back and forth. I mentioned I thought Carolina would start slow. Indoor football league teams, NAL teams, arena teams, their first couple weeks, it takes time to get timing on offense. They don't look the way they're supposed to look offensively, okay? So Carolina opening their first part of the season, I figured they were going to come out kind of slow, and they did. They came out and scored 20 points in the first half. They ran some, if you like old school football, they ran some wishbone and some other cool stuff. They don't major in it. They run spread like everyone else. But they do run some wishbone. It was fun to watch some different things in arena football. That's pretty fun. Okay, Wheeling Miners came out. What I expected from Wheeling Miners was a balanced offense that was ineffective, and that's basically what we got. Carolina Cobras, I expected them to be pretty good. Not great. Pretty good on offense and defense. This is their first game of the year. They won 41-26. Quarterback for Wheeling, he was 13 for 22 for 111 yards and 1 touchdown. Defensive back, Fred Hartgrove, got a defensive touchdown. That goes a long way. It keeps you in the game. Okay, they only scored 1 offensive touchdown, the Miners did. So the rest of those points were defensive points. That's craziness. Okay, Jobai Flau, whatever, he scored a touchdown. He caught a touchdown pass from the quarterback. The Carolina Cobras, Vincent Espinosa was their quarterback, 15 for 18 for 178. That's a good game, man. 15 for 18 for 170 yards and 3 touchdowns. That is maximum efficiency for an indoor quarterback. That's awesome. Next, running back Tobias Taylor came out, ran the ball 14 times, 42 yards, scored a touchdown. He also caught 5 passes for 94 yards and 2 touchdowns. If you have Vincent Espinosa popping, And you got Tobias Taylor popping. They're going to be tough to beat. But the National Conference isn't as difficult as the American Conference. You don't have the superpowers that you have in the American Conference, being Sioux City Bandit and the Omaha Beef. You do have the Columbus Lions, who will be getting the Carolina Cobras to visit them this week. I'll talk about that on Thursday. I'm going to go through IFL and NAL predictions on Thursday, okay? Got it. Next. So I got that one right, too. 41-26. I said Cobras going to win. I predicted they were going to win 50-35. Is that right? 55-35. Got a little dry mouth going on. It happens on a Sunday. Okay, boom. It was going to be a 20-point game as I predicted, but then at the very end, Wheelie Miners returned the kickoff for 26 yards to get 26 points, get a touchdown. They didn't kick the extra point. So I would have been spot on for a 20-point spread. Not that I'm judging myself that way. I'm judging wins and losses, okay? It's hard to predict, especially since there's no Vegas line. There's no line on these games. No one really cares that much. But I care. I want to see if I can pick a winner. I want to see if I understand this league as deeply as I think I do. You know what I'm saying? Next, the Colorado Spartans, who I believe were not a very good team. But they were one of the 5 teams that finished the NAL season last year. 5 teams finished. Ouch. 10 teams. 5 teams. That's like AF1. No, I'm not going to put NAL AF1. They're a little bit better than that. Colorado Spartans, though, they came with some hype. They beat the Wheelie Miners first week of the season. They beat them, 49-45. I figured they'd score some points, but I knew they were one-dimensional. They're a good running team, but a crappy passing team. Well, guess what? It came true. Omaha Beef shut down the running game. Boop! Moved the ball on the ground and through the air. Omaha Beef are very similar to the Carolina Cobras. They're a balanced team. You got to come and play your A game to beat the Omaha Beef, especially in Omaha. Okay, they came out and dominated the game. Got it? It was 20-6 at halftime, but in the second half, Omaha busted it open, made it happen, and the Spartans lost 33-12. I predicted Beef would win. Beef did win, and they won 33-12. I predicted they'd win like 50-24 or something. So that was pretty good. I'm pretty much right on. So that puts me, for the first 2 weeks of the NAL season, at 5-2. Okay, I'm 5-2, which is getting better. I was 2-2, and now I'm 5-2. 5-2. That's a pretty good week. They have 2 games next week. I think I'm going to go 2-0. 2-0. And that's going to make me 7-2. I feel the energy of the NAL. Okay? Also, IFL starts on Friday. I got my subscription to the IFL viewing thing on their Game Pass or whatever for $30. I went for it. I'm going to watch these games. I also got access to all last year's games. I like watching those too. So it's fun to watch. It's not for everyone. I saw that Cody Bryant in the alley. I was pretty mad about the paywall thing. You think it's going to hurt the league? It might. The lose some fans because they got to pay some money rather than watch for free on YouTube. You can still watch NAL free on YouTube. Not that that's I'm not trying to split the leagues or anything, but you can still watch it for free with NAL. I think IFL is a better product. I'm willing to pay $30 for a season. I'm hoping they go to a game. Hoping to go to a Jacksonville game. Maybe hoping to go to a Carolina Cobras game. Live kind of close to both within 6 hours. It would take a weekend to go there. We'll see what happens. That's the NAL. All right, next. In the UFL, late last night after I made my video, the DC Defenders, UFL put out a press release. That's what happened after I made my video. The UFL put out a press release on Twitter, okay? The DC Defenders released defensive end Fadol Brown. Fadol Brown. He went to Ole Miss. Goodbye, Fadol. Okay? They also released defensive tackle Kevin Atkins. Goodbye, Kevin. He played at Fresno State. Okay, I beat Fresno State today with Army and Retro Bowl College. Hey, just it doesn't matter for anyone. No one cares if I beat Fresno State with Army, but I did. And Kevin Atkins is going back to Fresno. Goodbye. Away from DC. DC don't need you. Oh, get out of here, Kevin. Okay, next. Birmingham Stallions. They signed cornerback Fallon Hicks. Fallon Hicks from Wisconsin. We're getting more defensive backs. I say this. The Stallions are pretty much loaded, okay? What do you need to win in the UFL? You need a good offensive line. They probably have the best one. You need a good defensive line. They have probably the best one. You need a good quarterback. They have a quarterback competition going right now with Matt Corral and that other dude. I don't remember his name. Oh, Alex Magoo, who's USL two-time winner. Arr! Okay, maybe that means something in the UFL. It doesn't. Get out of here, Alex Magoo. I will tell you that Matt Corral started the season last year and was quickly replaced by Adrian Martinez, who now has signed a futures contract with the Jets. He's with the Jets. Not that he's going to get any playing time, even though they need a quarterback. If he was good enough, he'd be a quarterback for the Jets. He's not good enough. Oh, Matt Corral's probably garbage. No offense to Matt Corral, but he's past his time, man. Get out of here. Oh, well, Michigan Panthers signed wide receiver Fazon McClurge, okay? Fazon McClurge, Indiana State. Also, the UFL, the league came back against the final charges from the UFLPA. The UFLPA said, y'all are doing some illegal stuff. You're punishing us for mandatory things. We don't want to be pushed around. We want to get paid more and destroy the league. Arrgh! UFL came back strong and said, no comment. No comment. They said no comment. They said, we're going to figure it out, y'all. Let's play some football. We're going to figure it out. It's not a very exciting message from the UFL. I'm worried. I got the Brahmas stuff. I want to go see some Brahmas games. I want to go see some Birmingham games. They cancel the season. It's going to be a real downer. But I'll still talk about the NFL. All right, so in the CFL. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, here we go. NFL. Some things went down last night after I made my video. The 49ers have traded running back Jordan Mason to the Minnesota Vikings. He is going to be a backup running back like he was for the 49ers for the Vikings. But what's more exciting are the picks that were involved. The 49ers got a 2026 sixth-round pick from the Vikings and a 2025 fifth-round pick from the Vikings. And the Vikings also got a 2025 sixth-round pick from the 49ers. So they switched sixth-round picks and a fifth-round pick this year. Obviously, the guy's not that valuable. He's a backup. He's a backup running back. Minnesota is going to sign him to 2 years, $70 million. That's a backup price. If he hits his incentives, he'll get $12 million, though. We'll see if he does that. They have a running back. They signed him. This guy's definitely going to be a backup. But maybe he'll get to the incentives if they have a lot of injuries. That's sad to think about, isn't it? Stupid Vikings. I'm a Viking. Who cares about you Vikings? Okay. So 49ers make that pick, make the trade. Also, 49ers re-signed fullback Kyle Juszczyk. I mentioned he had been released because they didn't, sign him immediately in free agency, but they re-signed him yesterday. Kyle Juszczyk, probably the best fullback in the league, honestly. There's not that many good fullbacks. He's probably the best one. They signed him to a 2-year contract for $8 million. He's been a 9-time Pro Bowler, not that many fullbacks, mental note. He's been a 2-time All-Pro, not that many fullbacks, okay? I guess they technically call him a tight end because he's an H-back type, okay? But this is what makes him different from a tight end is a good short yardage back. Last year, he ran for 226 yards and 3 touchdowns. He averaged 9.4 yards per carry. You wonder why they don't give him the ball more. 9.4 yards per carry. Why do we keep feeding the ball to these speed guys to get hurt when you've got this pounder back there? Maybe they'll start using him because they're paying him more. That's not usually how it goes, but we'll see. Okay, San Francisco 49ers are also currently negotiating a long-term contract extension for quarterback Brock Purdy. We'll see what happens. Debo Samuel's not a fan of Brock Purdy. The old dude he's been on the discount program because he got signed late in the draft from Iowa State. No one thought he was being any good, and it being pretty good. Or was it because the Niners have great weapons and Kyle Shanahan has a quarterback-friendly offense? Probably all that together. Okay? But they're going to sign him a long-term extension, probably messing up their salary cap and probably ruining their chance for a Super Bowl. Once they sign that extension, the Super Bowl window will be closed. All right? Goodbye. At least for 5 years. Okay, Minnesota Vikings. Aaron Rodgers said, I want to go to Minnesota. And the Minnesota Vikings are like, you should not come to Minnesota. You are unpleasant, okay? You are a bad man. Bad man, Aaron Rodgers, you're a bad man. Aaron Rodgers has been a team destroyer Started with the Packers, going to the Jets, and now he wants to destroy the Minnesota Vikings. That's good for Lions fans and Bears fans. And I'd say that's good for Packers fans, but I don't like Packers fans. They're cheese heads. You know what cheese does? It makes you fat. You know what Green Bay Packers fans are? Fat. Not that I mind being, I'm fat myself. I eat a lot of cheese. It's yummy. But I'm just saying, take that, Packers fans. Packers fans. Who cares about the Packers, man? What kind of meat are they packing anyway? What, are they packing weapons or something? No, they're not packing weapons, Timmy. They're packing meat. Is that what they do in the off-season? No, they used to pack meat. It used to be a meat packing city. They made sausage. They made sausage. Sausage. Calm down, Timmy. All right, next. So Aaron Rodgers said, hey, I'll play for the Minnesota Vikings as long as I get a contract like Sam Darnold's. I'm assuming the one Sam Darnold signed with the Seattle Seahawks for 3 years for $100.5 million, $37.5 million for his first year. I think that's what Aaron Rodgers was looking for, which is a pretty big discount. That's roughly $73 million for 2 years, 3 years, whatever. Okay, I heard he wanted to go to the Steelers 2 years for $90 million, but if he'll go to the Minnesota Vikings 2 years for $73 million, that means he thinks they're going to win. He knows the Steelers aren't going to win. Steelers are they're going to win 9 games. That's it. Because they're garbage. They're mediocre. But Mike Tomlin's really good at keeping things. He's like Jeff Fisher. He's supremely good at keeping things mediocre. Jeff Fisher didn't get a Super Bowl ring, though. Mike Tomlin has one. All right, so that's cool, I guess. Before he became mediocre, he was really good. Unlike Jeff Fisher, who has always been mediocre. Look at the AF1. He runs that. Ew. Okay. Baltimore Ravens signed backup quarterback Cooper Rush. He was with the Dallas Cowboys. He got some starts with them because Dak Prescott kept getting hurt because their offensive line, while they're good at run blocking, we're not great at pass blocking, obviously. But Ravens signed Cooper Rush to be a backup to Lamar Jackson. He got 2 years, $6.2 million. If he hits the incentives, $12.2 million was a maxed out contract. He gets $4.2 million guaranteed. Here's how I feel about that. I hope he doesn't get his incentives, because Lamar Jackson is always my quarterback for fantasy. And if Cooper Rush has a good season, hits his incentives, that means I have lost in fantasy. Because I think Lamar Jackson is way better than Cooper Rush and better than most quarterbacks in the NFL. So, I mean, he's my keeper in the keeper league. I'm going to keep him, okay? But Cooper Rush will be a good QB too, I guess. He's not very similar to Lamar Jackson, so maybe a different offensive style. I don't know. I'm not the Ravens. I would probably make a better decision if I was the Ravens, okay? All right. They're back at their third-string quarterback, Josh Johnson. He's currently an unrestricted free agent. He's available. They just don't want him. So they may pick up one of these lame quarterbacks. No offense to the quarterbacks. Lame quarterbacks in the draft, or sign someone real cheap to be a third guy. We'll see. Maybe they'll pick someone for the UFL at the end of the season. They'll pick up, Matt Corral. Stupid Ravens. Matt Corral. All right. And then I had some random thoughts. So, first, Tennessee Titans. They get the first pick in the NFL draft this year because they were garbage. They were hot garbage during the season. And I heard someone say they're prepared to pick Cam Ward. But what, they prepared to pick Will Levis, the mayonnaise guy? What has he done? He's turned the ball over for touchdowns. He's been horrible, okay? So here's what if I was the Tennessee Titans, if I was their GM, here's what I would do, okay? They need more than a quarterback, all right? And this year's quarterback draft is not good. They would fit right into Tennessee Titans if you don't want to get better. But they're about to have Raiders Stadium, big dome, fancy times. You want to bring in a good team, okay? So because they need so much, what I would do is I would call the Pittsburgh Steelers, who don't currently have a starting quarterback. They got Mason Rudolph. He's not a starting quarterback in this league. And I would say, hey, Steelers, you know what would be real cool is we'll trade you our first-round pick for a bunch of your picks, and then you can have Cam Ward as your quarterback. Mason Rudolph can teach him how to get beat down by Myles Garrett. That's what Mason Rudolph's really good at, getting his helmet ripped off. Okay, so they could trade their first pick trade down for a bunch of picks. They need a bunch of talent. I would not take a quarterback at the first pick this year. I got Will Levis. He was garbage. We watched him play against the Bengals. He was not good. Yay, go Bengals. They won. But why is he not good? Because he's not good? If that's the case, why did they draft him? Because they have bad talent scouts? Probably. That's why they shouldn't pick Cam Ward. Okay? But I say he just didn't have any surrounding talent around him. It's a stripped-down team. They trade away A.J. Brown. They trade away a bunch of players. It's a stripped-down team. Trade your first pick. Trade down. Get a bunch of picks. Make your team better. Boom. And make Will Levis get one more season. He has, 2 more years of his rookie contract. Make him get another year out of it. For cheap. Okay? For cheap. You don't want to get 2 guys on a rookie contract on your roster. Why? They're super cheap. Because who's you going to play? And Will Levis is getting all moody, and Cam Ward's already moody, and they're going to be sitting there staring at each other across the quarterback room going, oh, I want to play quarterback for a Titans. So I said suck. Okay? They stink. Okay? Go Bengals. All right. Next, LA Rams re-signed running back Ronnie Rivers, backup running back. Ronnie Rivers, 2 years, $12.2 million. He's a better backup running back than Jordan Mason, obviously. He's getting 2 years for $12.2 million. He's better than Jordan Mason should have went somewhere else. They should have picked up, Vikings should have picked up Ronnie Rivers. He probably would have came cheap, I believe. Okay, and the last thing I have to talk about is Chicago Bears' new head coach, Ben Johnson, came from Detroit. He was a great offensive coordinator. You know, you never think about how good it is to be a coordinator until you're a head coach. I was a defensive coordinator for several years. I became a head coach, and now I got a bunch of gray hair. And it was a real drag, man, real drag. So now I'm being an offensive coordinator, and then now I'm back to a defensive coordinator. It's way more fun being a coordinator than a head coach, okay? For Ben Johnson, if you look at pictures from the last 7 weeks, look at his age like 20 years. Old dude, they're making moves, they're making picks, they're trying to get better. The team has not made a playoff since 2011. They've not won a playoff game since 2010. Okay? They got Caleb Williams, the dude who paints his nails and gets hit by people all the time and cries afterwards. Ben Johnson's looking at his team going, why did I leave the Lions? Why did I leave Detroit? Because he's stupid. Because he wants to get paid. That's stupid. Why do people always want to get paid more, even though it's going to mess up their lifestyle? I don't know, Timmy. It's going to mess up his lifestyle. He's a Bears coach. No one wants to be a Bears coach, okay? But he's it. They'll probably give him 2 years. And they'll be like, Ben Johnson, you stink. Get out of here. And he'll go back to being an OC, and he'll feel really good about himself. Probably at Alabama or something. That's what usually happens. You get fired. Alabama hires you to be whatever, offensive coordinator or something. And then they get really good. No, that's when Nick Saban was there. Now they got the other dude. He's going to not make a good decision like that. Caleb DeBoer. All right, we'll talk about college football right in the summertime, though. It's way too early to talk about college football. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Football Scientific. Alakazam, alakaboo, boo! I hope to get more subscribers. Maybe that's because of you. Tell your friends. Subscribe to Football Scientific. Tell your friends to like the video. Check out UFL News Hub. Check out CFL News Hub. Check out Substack. And I'm going to make another short tonight about 2 more IFL teams. That should be pretty fun. Fun for me. If it's not fun for you, I guess don't like the video. But like the video. Like the video and subscribe. Let's get me some sponsors. Tell your friends to send me some money. Send me your money. And we'll all feel real good. Send me your money so I can have unlimited chum. I want to eat some chum and I need some money now. Send some money to us, otherwise we'll go wow, wow, wow. Good night.